What's up, guys? It's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Buildit video, and today we're going to talk about the very beginning of designing your city. Maybe you've been watching my videos and hearing, me talk about how to pick a type of city that you want, and you really want to know exactly where to begin. What type of city do you want? Let's talk about that. And then let's talk about, if you have picked design, where do you start? Okay, so first thing you do is you click the subscribe button on my channel because we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, totally free, and you're an asshole if you don't do it. Bad luck's gonna come your way. I'm telling you, you're gonna have bad luck all day. Superstitious, don't want to do it. You're like, bitch. I am superstitious. Why'd she do that? No, but really though, I know YouTubers, we say that a lot and people just kind of hear it and it goes in one ear and out the other. But the whole point of us saying to hit the subscribe button is for a reason. So do that. All right. So you've hit that subscribe button and, sorry, I saw a billboard. It was interesting. Anyways, wow. Squirrel. Okay. What type of city do you want? You want a population, high population? No. Maybe you don't want that. Let's talk about that for a minute. Why do you want a high pop city? Just because you like the big number on your screen? That's pretty much about all that it has going for you. Because if you're doing it for taxes, it's a big fat no. It is a waste of your time. Okay? I've talked about this so many times on my channel. Do not build a high pop city for taxes, ever. That is the stupidest thing you can do. Okay? If you want to know why that is, then go find my video where I talk about it. It'll be labeled something about population. Don't know. But anyways, it's there. All right. So, design, population, Omega, war, hacked city. You take your pick. Okay? Maybe you want all of the above. I don't know. But the point is, you need to pick something. Okay? You can't just do whatever, whenever, however, and expect to be successful. So maybe you want an Omega city. Well, even if you want an Omega city, you need to build epic projects because you're going to have to find a way to fund this Omega city. Omega is not cheap to build. Okay, you have to make canisters constantly, and you're going to be not only upgrading houses based off of the Omega items, but you're still going to have to donate real items as well. So either way, cha-ching, Omega is not cheap. Okay, so absolutely making epic projects so you can speed up production so you can afford to make those Omega homes. All right, so let's say that you have decided that, you are going to make your city into something. Maybe you're somebody who's been playing a really long time. You have several years into the game and you're kind of looking at your map going, wow, my map looks like shit. How can I make this look better? Well, the first thing that you need to do, okay, the very first thing, and this, honestly, it does not matter what level you are or at what point you are in the design. If you have a lot of buildings, if you don't, if you have the whole map unlocked, if you don't, this does not matter. This is the very first step, and that is choosing which direction you want your city to face. And a lot of people do not even realize that this should be a very important choice, much less the first choice. Which way do you play your city? I guarantee you that everybody here has a specific direction in which they are always facing their city. And if not, you're a weirdo who plays their city all like this way one day and this way the next. That's crazy. Okay, my city is always facing this way. Always. If I'm turning it, it's probably to show somebody something on the game, and then that's it. I chose this direction for a number of reasons. I wanted to be able to see the mountainside head on. Like, if you look at it this way, it just doesn't look good. Like, the way that the buildings are and things like that, I wouldn't want to put tall buildings along the beach because I wouldn't be able to see it. I also did not like the everything on the right side, and I was so used to, at first I had it facing this way, so I could see this stuff, but then it was like I was looking at the beach left and this, it just didn't make sense, right? So I went with this way so that the beach is in front of me, or kind of, you know, like I'm sitting on the beach, so to speak. Now I have all of my services and things right in front. That's all. That's what I wanted. I did not want to have to go like this just to have to pick something up. You know, I wanted to be able to pick stuff up from my shops and then immediately be able to post it for sale or immediately be able to go to the global HQ. That is why I chose the direction I chose and the placement of my shops. So those were two things that I knew right away and where I wanted them to be and all that. So very first thing is pick the direction in which you want your city to face. This is going to be your starting point so that you have an idea of which way your buildings are going to face. Because unlike real life, when you play a video game, it looks like shit if all of your buildings are going all over the place, okay? If you look very closely at my map, you'll see that you can see everything, right? Everything is in one direction and it's visible to you. Now, if you look very closely, everything looks pretty good and in place, right? So you kind of take a look around and everything is visible. And you don't have to go like this to go, oh, looky, down there, there's a building over there. Oh, wait. Yep, behind that building over there, there's a baseball court. Oh, how interesting. No, you can see everything, okay? Without any fuss or anything. So now, turn it like this. It looks like shit. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. You know, you've seen worse, of course, because my map looks so awesome. It doesn't matter what direction it's in. But it looks like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, in comparison to the way that it looks like this, it looks terrible. So you start looking, you start seeing the sides of buildings. You can't see what's going on in the front. You know, you've got stuff being blocked by other things. And so it looks so much better when it's facing the right direction. And that is going to be something that a lot of people are not used to. So I don't know what it is that other people do when they design, but it seems like I'll be looking at their map going, okay, this looks really good. And then all of a sudden I'll scroll over, you know, and I'll see something I can't really see. I don't know what, I'm like, wait a minute, why is that school sideways? And then I'll like turn it. And then all of a sudden the picture is like clear as day, you know, it's like, okay, so they must have had their city facing this direction when they built this display. But then they came over here and they turned it and they did that. And it clashes really bad. It does not look good. It's a major flaw, I would think, to design that way. Now, I know that everybody's not going to design their map the same way that I do. Okay? Everybody's different. You're going to find things that you do differently. This is just what I did with my map and the tips that I have to provide. There are a lot of different techniques that can be used. You can do road designs. A lot of people are really into that, you know, where they do like one house and then two house and then, you know, in rows, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they'll do like a display and then they'll do the exact same rows of houses on the other side, and they'll make these patterns out of the roads and their buildings and things like that. Now, I'm all for being OCD and kind of, you know, if I've got a park on this side of the building, I should place it also on this side, or, you know, try to keep it in pairs or whatever. But I've never been into the road displays. I've just never been into them. I actually try very hard to hide the roads in my city. If you haven't noticed, you won't see a whole lot of roads here. But if you look very closely, my roads are very odd. You know, I couldn't have just like opened up my city and just drawn these roads the way they are and placed everything. There's no way in hell that would have ever worked out. So I think a lot of people, you want to have a general idea of what you're doing, but you got to work at it in pieces. Okay? So after you've decided the direction in which your city will face, then you need to decide, what do I want? Like, honestly, the bigger picture. What do you envision when you see your city? Do you see a lot of congestion, like buildings? Do you see skyscrapers, water, animals? Do you see like a big lake? Do you want something kind of like my city where everything is just blended like this? I don't even know how I would describe this, like a landscapey style thing. Do you want, is there anything specific you know you want somewhere in your city? That's where you need to start, is getting the general shell of your city. And when you do that, that's where your starting point is. And you can say, okay, you know what? How do I get this all down? So I decided I was going to make a design template. And what this is a tool that you can use to get the general idea in which you want to design. So the very first thing on my template is obviously just picking the direction. Once you've chose that, then you move on to house types. Okay, what style houses? We know you're going to go with regular residentials and epics, so you need to pick those because those are super important. Now, if you're absolutely against epic projects for whatever crazy reason, then you need to pick out what type of residentials you're going to be using. Or if you're using a regional map, then maybe you've picked something else. Whatever, doesn't matter. Point is, pick out the general idea of your residentials. Then you need to pick out the general landscape. Okay, what type of landscape are you going to be using? Are you going to be doing a lot of trees, water, and animals? Are you going to do more bridges and roadways and things like that? Do you want water, but just a little bit? Maybe like a river, or do you want like a big, massive body of water? Do you want it something like this, where it kind of flows through everything? Do you want things to be island off? Start picking out the general landscape and jot down some ideas there. And then you can pick out, well, what kind of trees do you want? Do you want a mix of everything? Do you want a lot of trees? Are we talking just a couple trees? What is the general building type that you want? That would be the next thing. You know, do you want something more amusement park style, educational? Do you want like a more medieval, rustic kind of cowboy style? Do you want deserty? You know, start picking that stuff out and start saying, okay, this is the type of theme I want. Are you going to be using holiday buildings? You know, there's a lot of different things that you can do, or you can say, you know what, I'm going to do this on this part of my map, and then I'm going to do this on another part. But more importantly, you have the general idea. Okay? Now that you've got the general idea, what do? You have all this stuff already on your map, right? So where do you begin? Well, the very first thing that you need to begin with is placing your shops and your factories. Figure out where those are going to be. That's number one. Okay? Now what you need to do is take all of your houses and don't worry about those. Okay? Take wherever you're going to wherever you're going to work at first and say, all right, we're going to start in this corner. And this is the general display. I'm going to move everything over, put some things in storage that I know I'm not going to forget about, pick up whatever I got to pick up. Do not worry about your happiness at this point. Do not worry about your services at this point. You are designing. You are not going to be able to please all of your little happy people. Okay? Do not worry about them. They will survive. Move everything just a little bit out of the way. Okay? And slowly work in one part of your map. And what you'll do is you need to work on a main display. Don't focus on the bigger picture. Don't worry about, oh, I'm going to place this here, and then I'm going to go way over here and start working on something, and then go way back over here and start working on something. No, stay focused. Stay working in one area. Otherwise, you will end up all over the place. Okay? Do the best that you can to not forget about anything that you may want to build there, and then you just slowly kind of work your way over. Now, what you're going to have happen here at this point, whenever you get to the point where you're like, okay, I have some residential zones that I know I'm going to want in this area, the very first thing that you do before you place any residentials is you get your coverage squared away. Do not place your coverage after the houses. Always place your coverage before. And this way you know exactly where your houses can be. And you don't have to worry about, oh shit, now I've got to move this for a hospital. Now I've got to move that for police. And oh, I don't have coverage here. And this is why the maxes is so important to have, because it makes your life so much easier. It really does. You have an even amount of coverage for all of your services, and it provides you 1 VU a day. So definitely, anytime that you use your maxes in placement, make sure that it's put in a place where you can get the most out of it. Okay, don't put your maxes way over to the left where you've got 3 houses, and then put all your police, fire, and hospitals in a very congested area. Get the most out of your maxes. Okay. Now you've got this squared away, and you're kind of trying different ideas, and nothing's working for you. Welcome to the world of designing. You're going to be trying out different buildings, different ideas, and always try everything to make sure it looks good. Don't just settle for whatever, okay? There's no point in that. Settling for it is, there's no point, you know? Then you'll end up going, oh, I don't really like that, but I don't want to fix it because it took too long, so I'll just deal with it. No. Get off your lazy ass and fix it, you know? What was the point in putting in all the effort if you're just going to half-ass it, you know? So try not to do that. Okay. After you've finished your city, or you finished just that piece of your city, you're going to probably unlock more buildings throughout time, and as time goes on, you're probably going to continue to design. My general layout here has been the same since day one, but it looks a million times different than it did before. And for those of you who are curious, if you go and look up the very first video that I posted, my oldest video, you will see what I'm talking about. And I put so much work into this compared to what it was a year ago. Okay? So you can always be working on your city and always making it look that much better. Now, I have design ideas here that I've been working on. I did this whole area, put in this like creepy, spooky island, and then I did like this kind of a lovey-dovey feature here for the holiday. So, you know, I mean, honestly, I have a lot of work to do in this corner here and up here. I haven't decided entirely what I want to do up here just yet. I'm kind of waiting to see what type of buildings that we get this round. But honestly, you know, you're going to constantly be working on it, so you just got to be patient with it and do the best that you can. The next couple of tips is try to always hide your roadways with, you know, trees. Try to utilize your roadways with parks and buildings. You know, if you end up having a roadway available, don't put animals on a roadway. There's no point, right? Because you can put those in placement without the roadway. So try to utilize anytime you have a road, try to utilize it. Okay. So, also leave yourself ideas. Try to really think about the ideas. You know, say, well, I could island this off. I can make this island connect. Also remember that certain buildings only need a roadway. They don't have to actually connect. So if you like something, for instance, like this, I don't have to actually connect this to the main road if I don't want to. I can just have this island just kind of out here, you know. Keep that in mind, and that will also cut down on the amount of roads that you have in your city. Try to hide any services, anything like your Omega services or any of these government buildings. Try to stuff those away somewhere in a back corner because they're really not that good looking. Also, your specialization stuff, like when you go to your transportation category, you're going to get these departments of education, department of transportation. These are ugly as hell. They have a low pop boost and they have a low epic point. They are absolutely useless and they're hideous. Put them in storage. You do not need them out on your map to be able to utilize the features of this category. So absolutely put anything in storage that you do not need. Also take into consideration that you need to set your roads up to never need to upgrade it again. So if you're somebody who does not know what that means, you need to look up my Never Upgrade Your Roads Again video. You will not lose any happiness. Your city will be totally unaffected, but you will not have to pay for those road upgrades anymore, which is going to be super helpful to your bank account. Now, the next thing is being able to visibly see stuff. Try to keep stuff visible. You know, you don't want to block off a whole lot of, stuff and then have people sitting there trying to go like this. I'm going to show you guys a couple examples here of what I'm talking about by going to a couple people's cities here. Let's see. Let me double check. I think we have some people in here that have not spoken at all. And where did they go? That's one. Okay. I'll deal with the other one here in a minute. Just double check. All right. Also, if you guys are trying to get into my group, you need to let me know right away who you are and your name. And also remember that if you are trying to get into my group and you are already in a group, when you click the to join us and stuff, you got to be careful because when I hit accept, if you don't hit accept right away to join in with us, it's not going to add you. And the group that you're in would probably start war or whatever, and that will risk that. Also take into consideration, we are not open very long, and so, if you don't make it in by the time we start next war, you don't make it in. It's always very beneficial that if you do manage to get in, that you tell me who you are so I know before war starts so I don't boot you. Okay? Also make sure you watch the group rules video and the war video. That's really important. The war video for my group members is not a tutorial video on how to play war. It's a tutorial video on how we are doing war, the way it works in our group. Okay? So make sure that you are paying very close attention to that. Now, as for the design, I'm going to show you guys a couple of random things here. I had mentioned to Chronic about her redesigning her city and me helping her, but she didn't seem very interested, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'm going to go, I haven't been to her map in a long time, so I'm going to go see what she has going on here. Okay. And it takes me to her other map. So as you can see here, this just looks like chaos to me. It looks like it's just kind of there. I don't think she really, obviously she's just placing stuff here to have it out. It's not actually there as a display. Pretty apparent. So let's go to her capital map here. She's been playing for like 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. Maybe even 7 years. I don't know. She's been playing a long time. Okay, so this is her main map. Now you can see that she has a lot of silver. Well, you can't tell, but I know they're silver. Silver epics. Okay, her map is not fully unlocked. Let's see. Looks like she's got all regular roads, but she doesn't have her roads set up to never need upgraded, so she must be bulldozing them every day. Oh, that's got to be tedious. Ugh. Chronic, why do you do these things to yourself? Okay. As you can see here, this... If I was her, if I was to rebuild her map, I honestly would do... I just had a really cool idea. I don't know where that idea came from, but anyways, I'll share it with you guys. So because she has so many tall buildings, I thought, how cool would it be to do a city and line the back with all epics, right? Like maybe 2 rows wide, 3 rows wide, all the way along the back like this. And then all the way along the side like this, like a corner like to take up the back wall and then this side wall. And so it'll be kind of like an L, right? Then have the water kind of go from the beach area here and go inward like a, I don't know, like then you could have like a couple islands over here with some fancy like Ferris wheels and things like that. I think she could do something really cool. That's a good idea though. That idea I might actually pass along to somebody. But anyways, the point is she could do something here, and it's just, to me, this is what a lot of people's cities look like. They look very slacked. This is what you would, this is slacking in the design department, okay? This is, I don't want to move anything, I don't want to do anything kind of thing. I just have everything out there. So you have your houses and you have your buildings, and they're all just kind of placed around, and you're just kind of whatever. But how cool would it be if you took 2 minutes out of your day to just start moving this shit around and just move the houses over, put all the stuff in storage, get some stuff lined up, and the amount of satisfaction that you would have, because now you're doing something. You have something to show for your time. I can't tell you how long this snow globe has just sat here. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking her specifically. I don't want her to think that. I'm talking to everybody. Everybody does this. You know, it's not just her. They get comfortable and they leave their maps like this, and it's, you can tell what this is. This right here is, I'm doing epics in this category. That's why all these are laid out like this, which is fine. But you get all these epics done, and you have all this stuff on your map, but where does the beauty come in? Where does the I accomplish something come in? Because to me, sure, you've got a lot of epic projects, but I mean, don't you want something to be proud of? Don't you want somebody to come to your map and go, wow, that looks badass? So, you know, I mean, just try. I mean, anything is better than just a skyscraper. Anybody can just run roads and place buildings. I mean, just the littlest bit of effort. You know what I mean? So let's go to Steiner Hill's map. He's been doing a lot of his redesigning and stuff, and I opened up a whole new game for him, a whole new world of design for him. And let's see what he's had going on. I haven't talked to him much in the past couple of weeks, but I want to see what kind of progress he's made and kind of share it with you guys. He also has a YouTube channel, Steiner Hills, if you want to go and check his channel out as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, so last that I was talking with him, we had redesigned his Central Park here. And he did an excellent job redesigning it. It was terrible before this. You can kind of go back and look at some of my live streams and see what he had going on here. But no, it really looks really good. Now, what he was doing was he's been working on this area here. And I really like the idea of the shops kind of, I just don't know if he's trying to face it this way now or what. But I like the delta idea that he's got going on here. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about these two bridges coming off the edge here. But what I was thinking, actually, was, let's say he was to take out this tall house and this house here, okay? Take out both these bridges and cut out like 2 or 3 of these Green Valley trees, okay? Extend the water upward, and then this road here, right here, knock this whole road out, okay? And put in a nice bridge and have water going under this bridge over into here. And what he could do, actually, which would look really, really cool. I know he was focused on doing he wanted to do a Ferris wheel type display. And what he could do is do the Ferris wheel right about where that Latin home is, just right here where these little trees are. Place the Ferris wheel there, and then do that greenhouse that he wanted. And maybe even this thing here, this walkway, because it would fit perfectly between the greenhouse and the Ferris wheel. So basically what I'm saying is, all right, take this shop right here with the Christmas stuff, pretend that that's the Ferris wheel. Then have this in between and then the greenhouse. That would match the design that he showed me that he wanted on Messenger, except for pick up that display and move it right here and put it in the center of everything. Or that's just one idea. Or what he could do is take these two shops here and put them at the end right here. Because this fish market and this park, they could easily put this park across the street and then move the fish market elsewhere. Like maybe even put it in storage for now. But put these two shops over here where they should be because they're just completely out of place over here. And then what he could do also, if he doesn't like that idea, what also would be really, really cool is, okay, so he's got these deltas, right? One on each side, like he was having like a river come down. He could wrap this river around and have it kind of curve like this and have this be the wooded area, or not the wooded area, but the land area, and do the Ferris wheel this way. That would look cool. But the problem is he said that he wanted his map to face this direction. So I'm looking at everything from this direction. He could also put the Ferris wheel up here, in this area. I also don't think that this holiday store needs to go. That's totally out of place. It just trying to put the Christmassy feel here, I don't think is a good idea. A seasonal theme is okay, but in this instance, I think it just clashes. This looks to me like it's supposed to be more of a downtown beach, kind of cruise the beach type feel, and it just, you've got the palm trees, you've got the water, you've got the Ferris wheel, and then you have a Christmas house. And it just doesn't make sense, So I would take all this Christmas shit out and replace it with maybe some of those, that Peak Casino would look really nice right here, actually. Or, something more beach style. You know what I mean? Like colorful. Do you've got the Ferris wheels. You've got some of those Easter rides that aren't too Easter looking. Like they've got the one that the egg twirl. That one isn't too bad. That would look good there. Just try to, I don't know. He could even if he was going to go this way with it, with the Latin homes and whatnot, I think that taking this road out is an absolute must. And then doing like a bridge, like I said, that would go across. But also, this area here, he could also do Latin homes right here if he wanted. Like these two areas here, just do, if he was to draw a road, he could put Latin homes in here on each side, like two of them on each side, and then have the trees kind of surrounding them so you don't see the roadway, but you see the houses. That would be cool. Or he could just do, water going straight all the way up to this area here. Moving that tax thing, he definitely. But the next thing also is getting, he's got the start of the trees here to block the road, but figuring out what he's going to do in this area. He could easily put like a little tiny dash of road, surround it with trees, and put like a nice park out there. He could put a little animal display. He could even do like the Eiffel Tower up here at the top and then have a stream going down each side. There's a lot of directions he could take this. He could wrap the water all the way up and around and have a water. You know what would look good? If he wraps the water, see where this restaurant is? Wraps the water all the way down and around, cuts the water up where these two houses are sitting, and then brings the waterfront all the way along the front of these houses after the trees. You see what I'm saying? Or if he were to take some of those buildings that we earned in the mayor's pass that require a roadway, but they also sit on water, that would also look good right there. But these two shops have got to go. Um, Also, this area here would look good if he did plumb bob bridges, two on each side right here. Like, leave the road right in front of this building here, but then do two plumb bob bridges on each side, or even three. That would look good. Or any kind of bridge, really, that was taller. But I'm thinking like just the little lights on the plumb bobs would kind of brighten it up here. Or another thing he could do is just right here on each edge of where the trees are, put like a. I really like how he hid that services. Like, look, see what I'm saying? He hid it right behind this VU tower. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I never noticed it there. That was that was awesome. He did a good job right there hiding that. See what I'm saying? Can't even tell it's there. Um, let's see. You know, he could do the trees going around, or he could just, I don't know, man. There's a lot of options. I don't know what he has going on, on this side, but up here, he's got this little area. He's got, no, 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 Steiner. No, he did not do that. Okay. I'm hoping that he did this because he had nowhere else to put them, but no. No! What are you doing? You do not put water and windmills out there for display. You put them back over here where they belong in the garbage. Okay. Now that we've got that covered, put those in the garbage. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna expect that was just a placement, a bad placement. All right. Now, what can he put out here? Honestly, what the hell? Hold on. Hold on. I gotta look at this. What the hell is he doing? I see his gears are grinding. See, this is what I like to see. I like to see people who are trying ideas that, you know what? They may not, I might not know where he's going with this, but for all I know, it turns into something great. I don't know. But the point is, he's trying. He's working at it, and you can tell because when I came over here a while ago, none of this looked anything like this. But he tries to recapture real life structures. So, like Central Park or whatever. He tries to really um, build something that is based on real life. Now, that's all good and whatnot. I'm also thinking, hang on a minute. I've got a thought process going here. I really like this boat thing, honestly, but damn, where did he get that? I don't remember that. That is really cool. You know, Steiner, if you were to take this little boat thing here, I think you could do something really cool. If you were to put it here, right at the end of this bridge, and have a road that leads to your little mayor's house that you're so insistent on keeping there, but if you were to put that over here, or even up here, just have it be like your yacht. You know what I mean? Like this is your yacht, and have it go to your house where you live and maybe relocate your house. But either way, um, that would be so badass, would it not? To have the yacht, because it's got like this like jogger's path, and it really conforms to the land as though it's actually part of the land. And so if you were to bring it up to the land right here, you could actually cut through and do like a little bridge and then lead it straight to your house. I think that would be awesome. Um, and then you can also maybe break up a couple of these deltas here and right at the edge of this bridge, like right in the center of this bridge, you could do like a very tiny island of trees and make it just kind of look more natural. Um, now it's raining on me. Thank you. And then you've got these deltas here, kind of like this. You can put these downtown things kind of in between this, but pick up this ghost park, this thing, whatever it is that's glowing blue, and put it down here by your ghosts. You know, honestly, this swamp area that you've got going on, I think if you were to flip it around and put the ghosts on this side and put the trees on the other side, and that way you can kind of hide the roadway, but you still have the ghosts, and then that way they'll also be facing you, right? Um, that would be beneficial. Let's see what else you got. You know, honestly, I think that right here, the fine tuning, you could do a lot of little downtown shops. Maybe put some of those, you know, some of those shops where we got them for the mayor's pass. You won't need any kind of coverage or anything. And I'm not talking about your stores. I'm talking about your other shops. You know, like the knitting shop and things like that. There's a lot of like there's a snowboard one. I think there was a surfing one. That would look good if you have that. I don't know if you have that. Um, but you could do some really cool stuff. I would take this Christmas one here and either put it away for another map or put it over here where you have this lighthouse. I would probably put the lighthouse right here in the center of this bridge. Maybe put the land idea that we talked about next to kind of where the lighthouse is or behind it or even not at all. Either way, but I think that putting the lighthouse right here kind of in the middle might look good. Or I don't know if I'd go next to it there, but I do like each. Yeah, wait. If you had another one of these lighthouses to go on the side would look cool. But honestly, that yacht idea is really good. I didn't put my larger lighthouse in front right here because every time I would try to click on my shops, I would accidentally click on the lighthouse. And that's why I'm thinking it might be cool for you to put yours here because you don't really click here, you know? Um, just some ideas for you to think about. Some of these here are kind of what I was referring to with the whole, um, you know, what could go along the water thing. These look really good where they're at. This one here at the end, right by the palm tree, that one would look good. Maybe up here somewhere. But anyways, yeah, that's my input on your map. Let me go double check a couple other people's maps here. You know, if anybody ever wants me to review your city, you either have to be on my friends list or in my group. That's the only way that I can really review your city. If you want me to just review it on stream or on a video, I'm more than happy to give you my honest opinion. If you're looking for advice, I'm happy to do that. If you want my help designing, I'm happy to do that as well. Okay, this guy's been playing a long time. He's got a lot of stuff. And, you know, it's just really busy. You know, it's not my thing as far as like what I would do on my map, but it's not bad. You know, it's just busy is all. It just looks like a lot of stuff. And I'm just more for display and things like that, but I'm not going to knock his city and say it's bad. It's not bad. It's got a lot of work. When I look at this city, I see a lot of work. I see a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of work. But I also see his attempts to make it look good. You know, he's got like these two paired up here, these two houses paired here and here. You know, you see pattern. You see that he's got some kind of technique going here. He's got all of his mountain back here. Um, let's see. Try to turn and kind of see what we got going on. You know, he's got a lot of stuff. Let's put it that way. I think he just likes to have a lot of, you know, tall residentials. Okay, let's move on to the next person. See what they got going on. Okay, this is interesting. That's interesting. That's honestly kind of cool. That is a really good idea. Anybody like that idea? I thought that was actually a cool idea. Interesting. The whole bright yellow trees with the walkway and the that's interesting. You know, you may have just found a nice kind of look for that walkway there. That is kind of cool. I've never seen anybody do that. It seems as though he's really into the whole bridge with water and massive trees thing. Um, that seems to be a lot of what he's doing here. So let's check out his other maps because now I'm interested in what he's got going on elsewhere. See, this is what I like to see. I like to see new ideas and things that are practical. The reason that I haven't done a lot of designing on the city that was given to me that was hacked is because it's just not practical. You know, people want ideas that are practical that they can actually do, have a chance in doing. And okay, so right now off the bat, I'm going to tell you I'm already impressed just because of the level of love or you know commitment. You could see that this person is trying. It may not be necessarily what I would build, but it's a cool idea. Just because it's not something I would build doesn't mean it's not badass. You know, um, right off the bat, I like the boat where it's at. It looks awesome. I would not have left this area here with the end of the road. I absolutely would have treed that off for sure. Um, I don't like the edges of each of these buildings. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Is that? But honestly, like I said, I'm not. It's more like tire kicking. It's not like anything major, but it would make it look that much better if it was fixed. Okay. So moving on, he's got the delta up here, and he's got these big piles of trees, which look good. Just kind of going sideways. That looks awesome. He's got every one of these lined up here. Thank you for the 3 wood. Appreciate that. He's got all of these lined up. These were all part of the same pass. You know, I don't like how this is turned the wrong direction, and I don't like the graveyard. The graveyard stands out like a sore thumb, and it doesn't conform to the trees at all, so I don't like that. But um, it looks excellent. The way that it's going left and right. I like the 3 different bridges. I don't know if I like all these other bridges. The bridges seem a little bit over the top, to be honest with you. I maybe would probably cancel out these two and maybe even this one here. And no, the University Bridge looks good. Even doing the 3, but these last 3 topped it off. It was just too much. But definitely these 2 in the middle just don't look good. Um, let's see. He's got the Taj Mahal. Kind of hoping it gets to be a little brighter here. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right. He's got some stuff going on here. I like this little display he did. This is interesting, to say the least. I don't care much for these 2 buildings back here, just because you can't see them. I like the diamonds, but I think he probably should have put them on each side of the bridge. Let's see. He's got some of these buildings I would eliminate. They look like filler buildings, like he didn't really have anything else to put there, so he put it there. I don't like the university. That thing is hideous. It's huge. It takes up a lot of room, and it's just that. Let's see. What is this? What is this? A bunch of campgrounds. It would be really nice if I could see this area here. All of his services and things isn't bad, but I think that I would eliminate all of the things back here by the token tower, except for the taxes and what I absolutely had to have. The HQs and stuff absolutely would be gone. They're just ugly as sin. Um, I think, if he was to. I think he's got a really badass thing going with the trees and the displays and things. But it seems like when it becomes to the buildings and the busyness, he falls off. It seems like trees and water are his specialty. Maybe work in the department of the buildings a little more. But absolutely, his city so far is one of the better ones I've seen. Looks really good. It looks like he's trying and he wants to, do good, and it just looks good. It does look good. He's put a lot of work and time into it, but you can tell where the work and time is put. It's into the trees, the water, the bridges. That's where he puts the most love into his design. It shows. It shows greatly. He slacks in the department of residentials and buildings, so that if he's watching this, that's something I would work on. Is putting a little bit more creativity and devotion into that, into the parts in which you're lacking. But honestly, you have a really creative mind. You have the ability to make something look badass. It's just applying it just a little bit more in other departments that you could really use. What people will realize is if you ask me for my opinion on your city, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. That is the way that I am. I don't believe in sugarcoating things, or I'm not a people pleaser. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. If you have a city that looks like shit, I'm going to tell you your city looks like shit. So if you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask me. Okay? I have spent a long time watching people bullshit their way around life and say things like, "Oh no, you look great," or "Oh, it's so wonderful," and then they're like, "Nah, that's ugly," And I'm like, really, really, just say it then. You don't have to say it in a way where you have to be a total dick, but be honest. If somebody is eating too many Twinkies and they've blown up to 300 pounds, don't tell them how they look great. Be like, "Hey, chunk monk, quit eating Twinkies, you fatty, or you're not going to be able to go to school. You're going to have to roll your ass to school." You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit there and be like, "You look bootylicious." You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. If I'm eating too many donuts and I'm fat, fuck, say donut eater, quit eating a donut, you big pig. That's what I would rather be told. I would not want to be told, "No, no, you look great." And the next thing you know, you're like Jabba the Hutt. You know what I mean? And then you're like, "Hey, dickheads, remember all the times you said I look great? Oh, yeah, you look like shit." Really? Really? So you bust your ass, you spend years getting the weight off, and then they're like, "Hey, you look so bad. I didn't want to tell you, but man, you were fat. We all laughed about you the moment you left the house. You were a big fat pig." Really? Gee, thanks. Thanks, guys. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Just be honest. Don't like, "Wow, that your city looks so beautiful. You've done such a great job." And then you're sitting there going, "Man, that city looks like shit." Don't do that. Just be like, "Look, it doesn't look all that great, but here's how you can make it look great." Or, you did a really good job here, but you have areas to work on over here. Or like, "Hey, you're getting a little chunky there. Maybe no more Twinkies for breakfast." Maybe just a little less Twinkie. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, try not to be a total asshole, but try to be encouraging, motivational, things like that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you guys the motivation to want to do better by realizing how much you suck. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, I'm an asshole. No, but really though, a lot of you guys have so much more potential than you are even trying to do. Like, or even trying to have. You guys are slacking. A lot of you guys are sitting there and you're slacking. I'm right. You could do better and you're being lazy. So if you want to have a beautiful map and want to make a really badass design, then get off your lazy Twinkie eating butt and start making a design, And I'm not knocking fat people. I don't want to hear about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, "Oh my God, she's knocking on the fat people." No, you can be fat without being fat. Okay, it's like a personality. You know what I'm saying? At least in my mind. Like, you can have like a total stick person, and they could be like sitting there like not sharing the sour cream and be like, "Hey, fatty, quit it." It's not like you're fat as a person. It's your greed. That that's the way I see it. It's like you're lazy or you're greedy or you're doing everything for yourself kind of thing, taking everything for yourself or just being disrespectful, you know. It speaks to that type of person. It's like it's not necessarily, oh, you're 300 pounds. You could be 90 pounds and be fat. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I totally lost you guys. Anyways, yeah. So the map and the Twinkies, I don't know where the hell I got it to get some of my metaphors, dude. Let's just go to his other map before I get in trouble and I get sued for knocking on people or something. Local YouTuber, we're gonna sue her for talking about Twinkies. Okay, so, what the hell happened to your wall, dude? Sorry, that kind of, what the hell? What drunk person made this? I think I said this to you once. All right. So again, with the bridge and the water and the tree, this seems to be his forte, you know, like this is his signature is to have a big puddle with trees around it and a bridge. So, if it were me, I probably would have used a different bridge for this particular map. Maybe something like, I don't know. I kind of like the suspension. I don't know about this. This is odd. I like the idea, but it looks kind of drunk. You know what I'm saying? And then there's nothing in there. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to make those walls work, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on to somebody else's map. This person, I've never been to their map, so this will be interesting. Okay. And we're going on 56 minutes here, so we've got about 4 more minutes, and then I'm out. All right. So his map, honestly, is a typical map that you would see. It's just busy. Yeah, you can tell this is what I would consider a undesigned map. This is I've been playing the game. Everything's in its place because of where it would be to play the game, but I've never actually picked up designing anything. And I think that that is where 90% of people that play are at. They're at the point where they've got all the residentials and all their buildings placed out there, but they've never actually designed anything. Like sat down and went, I'm going to design my map today. This is an undesigned, typical city that you would see from a general player. This is the type of player that I would say, okay, you need to take your shot at design. This player should seriously consider what he's going to do moving forward. Now, maybe he hasn't been playing very long. I don't know. But the point is, I'm assuming that when he sees this, he's going to be like, yes, Missy, I'm going to design. I'm going to do it perfectly. And my paperwork will be on your desk at noon. No, I'm just fucking with you. But everybody should start to pick up, you know, a way of designing. Like, just start considering it. Brainstorming is the very first thing. Just really start thinking about what type of city you want. Do you want a lot of water? Do you want you know, a more boardwalk stadium, flashy casino? Do you want a more trees and deer and bear attacks city like Missy's? You know, as you can tell by my build style, you know how you have people that draw cartoons or whatever, and they have like a certain style to their art. It's like that when you see people design cities. You can tell like the way that people are doing their art, like that the way that that guy always had like puddles with trees and bridges. With my stuff, you can always tell that my stuff is always like this. I don't even know how I would describe this, but it's always got like trees and water and like just lots of little detail everywhere. Whenever I design, I zoom way in and I focus solely on this area and all the detail and the best I can possibly make this look. And then I zoom out and I scoot over and I do the same thing. And the next thing you know, you're looking at something like this, you know? And when I look up here and see things like this right here, to me, screams hours of design. Like you are going, this right here, just this little area is going to take me hours, hours upon hours upon hours for me to decide what I want to do here. And that's why I haven't touched it. So for those of you guys who are not quite there yet, don't worry, you'll get there. Even if you think you're somebody who can't design and you just don't have the brain for it, try. Just try. Okay? Do the best that you can. If you want my help, everybody knows how to contact me on Facebook. I'm more than happy to help you. Just hit me up. Okay? Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button when you're done watching this. And I have a ton of other videos. You just got to look through my playlists and my content, but there's a lot of stuff on this game. Also, my Escape the Darkness series, I've put up My Life Part 4 this morning, so be sure to check that out.